The high-level meeting of the General Assembly to commemorate and promote the International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons is called to order. Heads of State and Government, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome all of you to this high-level meeting. Members will recall that by its Resolution 68/32 of 5th December 2013, the Assembly declared 26 September as the International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons. In its Resolution 78/27 of 4th December 2023, the General Assembly reiterated its request for the organization on 6 September every year, a one-day high-level plenary meeting of the Assembly to commemorate and promote the International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons. Today, that meeting is being held. In addition, as delegations were informed in my letter dated 17 September 2024, in keeping with the spirit of the General Assembly Resolution 72/251, I have invited civil society representatives to make contributions to the meeting. It is my intention to invite these representatives to speak at the end of the afternoon meeting. The International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons is devoted to furthering the objective of mobilizing international efforts towards achieving the common goal of a nuclear weapon-free world, including through enhancing public awareness and education about the threat posed to humanity by nuclear weapons and the necessity for their total elimination. Allow me to make a statement as the President of the General Assembly. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we gather on this International Day at a time when the risk of a nuclear weapon being used has reached heights not seen since the Cold War era. This is a time when nuclear blackmail has emerged, and some are recklessly threatening to unleash a nuclear catastrophe. Additionally, states are actively advancing their weapons technology, while worrisome reports suggest that some may soon seek to increase their nuclear stockpiles and military resources. We are also observing a growing nexus between nuclear weapons and domains such as outer and cyberspace and technologies such as artificial intelligence, which are multiplying the danger of a nuclear catastrophe. In the meanwhile, the very regime designed to prevent the use, testing, and proliferation of nuclear weapons is being eroded. In 2022, we witnessed the failure of states to achieve a consensus outcome at the review conference of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, thereby undermining the cornerstone of the disarmament and non-proliferation regime. In 2023, efforts to bring the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty into force were hindered when one state withdrew its ratification of the treaty. 2023 also marked the suspension of the implementation of the new Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, New START, a crucial agreement for promoting strategic stability and reducing nuclear risks between the United States and the Russian Federation. Not only is disarmament and non-proliferation regime being eroded, but the disarmament forums, which should be the venues for states to come together and elaborate solutions, are increasingly becoming venues for recrimination and consensus breaking. This simply cannot continue. We must step back from the nuclear precipice, and we must act now. In the Pact for the Future, which was just adopted a few days ago, we recommitted to the goal of the total elimination of nuclear weapons. This is a global undertaking, but nuclear weapon states must take the lead. I call on these states to resume dialogue with each other and to fully commit to preventing any use of a nuclear weapon. While awaiting the total elimination on the face of the earth, I also appeal to these states to agree that none will be the first to use nuclear weapons. There is no scenario in which the use of nuclear weapons does not end in a catastrophe for all of us on Earth. I urge nuclear weapon states to reaffirm the moratoria on nuclear testing. Excellencies, the current geopolitical situation has proven that maintaining the status quo is not enough to guarantee long-term sustainable peace and security. We need to bolster the implementation of all previous commitments made under the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, and particularly those related to disarmament. I call on those states which have not yet acceded to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons to do so without delay. I call on all parties to the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons to work together to ensure a successful outcome at the review conference in 2026. I also urge the United States and the Russian Federation to return to the negotiating table to fully implement the New START Treaty and to agree on its successor. On this International Day, let us stand as one and denounce any threat to use nuclear weapons, and let us usher in a new era of peace where we are free of the shadow of nuclear catastrophe. I thank you.